Hello. Hi.
Hello, hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good in yourself.
Good, good. Thank you. Good, good. I'm
Lovely
excited.
to
I'm
hear.
excited.
Yeah, we're
Good to
back
have the
now.
podcast back, eh? Good to have the podcast back.
Absolutely.
To put the camera on.
Absolutely.
I just want to share the live with two people because I told two people about this.
Okay,
They're also into football, so I'm gonna share the live with them, and maybe they can just, if they are available, come and see what's happening, and we can grow this community a bit more.
of course.
Um, yeah. So let me just share
Absolutely.
the live quickly, and
Absolutely.
then I'll put my camera on just a second.
No stress at all. How's your day been? How's your week been?
Week has been good. It's been good. It's been just busy. A lot of there's been a lot of ups and downs and whatnot. But you grow from these stuff. So um, we we just move. There's no point
100%.
in complaining, eh? And
Absolutely,
yours?
absolutely. No, mine has been a bit of a hectic week. Wednesday, I was at a comedy show. I won some tickets on TikTok. So, yeah, so it's been quite exciting. So,
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
we just keep on moving. Although
Did
work
I forget how
sometimes
to
is a
put
bit
my
hectic.
camera on? Hold on. What's going on? How do I put my camera on?
You literally tap on your screen.
And then oh, there we go. There
There we
we go.
go.
There we go. Hello.
100%. Hello
And I
there.
got the memo, eh? I got the memo.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
I got the memo.
Yes,
Different teams, but you know.
we put rivalry aside when it comes to the
Yeah, yeah,
podcast.
yeah. Of course, of course, of
Um,
course.
yeah, because I
We are
just believe,
unified here.
absolutely, I just believe that over here that I might be taking the piss out of a lot of rivals out there. But when it comes to
Oh
this
wait.
platform, particularly,
Yeah,
not my
of
normal
course.
lives, that's crazy lives where I
Yeah,
keep on taking the piss out of people. But yeah, I want to have a proper conversation. That is why I
yeah. No,
created
of
this
course,
for
of
every
course.
Friday night, which is quite cool.
Yeah,
So yeah, so we are officially back. It's literally on my side. It shows that it is 4 more minutes.
yeah.
Let's hear what the comments are saying. Guys, we on 2.7. Hopefully we can get it on 10K tonight. Yeah, I just want to have an interesting show tonight. A couple of topics I've came up with myself. And of course,
Oh,
people that send me some videos. I try not to make this the same topics every week. I try some different topics, different opinions of different people. So for those guys that is in the comment section, for those on the For You page, please DM me a 1 minute video. Even if you just want to DM me a topic, not even a video, you're allowed to
yeah.
do that as well, you know? So yeah, just so we can have a little bit of everything on the show. So I will be saying officially, welcome back to the Sportcast, episode 15.
Wow. Episode
We
15.
Yeah, so episode
Episode
15,
15. That's
absolutely.
crazy.
It's absolutely crazy. It's been a journey. The YouTube channel has been also going for 15 episodes as well. We got 128 subscribers there, which is quite cool.
Yeah,
And I mean, there's a lot of people that's been running for 2, 3 years that's not
yeah.
even hit that kind of numbers. But
Of
I'm
course.
actually grateful for everyone on my journey. I want to say thank you because this journey could not be possible without any of you guys. So for that, I want to say thank you. Yeah, but we got a bit of a show lined up. Mr. Silver King, welcome everyone. Guys, let's just keep on smashing the like button. I'm gonna pull up the first topic,
Okay.
um, which is this guy, Mr. Paul Pogba, coming back from a what you call it, a suspension? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, for the substance, yeah.
For substance abuse.
I still looking shout out to you.
And and the reason why I started the show, with this is that I guess it's a lesson for a lot of people out there, you know, that drugs basically can mess up all the talent you've got in the world. And this is a prime example. And now this guy finds it difficult with all the talent he's got to actually find a club. So apparently United was saying that they're not looking at getting him back onto the books. But the question is out there, what do you guys think? Should the club give him another opportunity, seeing that he has obviously paid the price for what he's done before? Because I mean, I've seen players that has done bigger things what he's done. I'm not
Sure.
gonna name and shame any player, but I mean,
Yeah.
those players has got an opportunity again.
Hmm.
I think it's gonna be a waste for a club not to give him an opportunity. I personally think a Spurs should actually give him an opportunity. That's a club I think that he will fit probably this system or the players around him. I don't know. What's your thoughts? Comments? Warren? Co-host, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think he's a great player. No cap. He's a great player, um, in his own right. Like you said, prime example where bad decisions can derail your career in like an instant. And it's going to be difficult for him to come back because, especially with the Premier League, the English
Mm,
clubs, they are very, about, racism and, all of these abuse and stuff like that. So it's going to be very, very difficult for him to break into the Premier League. So he might have to venture elsewhere, if he wants to start. And then he needs to be humble and have to start from the bench and grow himself back onto, a starting 11. But he's a talent for sure, and any club would be great to have him. Even Villa or Spurs, or even a club like Arsenal would benefit from him, because he's got that, he's got both that offensive and attacking qualities to his game that
mm,
can, and he can do the dog work, like just like Sabozlai. He can do the dog work for a team, and he's not afraid to get scrappy. I've seen games where this guy,
mm.
the
Yeah.
tackles that he's made. So he's really an asset to any team. It's just that, again, bad decision. And this is like for real life as well. One bad mistake and you, a wonderful career down the tubes. But I believe in second chances, and like you said, there's people that's done worse that's come back, and they flourished
Mm,
in their new clubs, and they've made the most of the second chance.
mm,
So
mm. And it's actually a funny thing that you're actually mentioning Arsenal. If you think about it, when a player like a Odegaard is not available, who's actually a creative player for them?
yeah, they don't have any creative player, because Martinelli and even Declan Rice and those people, they can't really create. They can't create that kind of, creative passing and creative play, like the playmaker of the team. Um, if Odegaard isn't there, you can see Arsenal struggling.
Mm,
When he plays, they're a different team because of the balls that they can put into that 6 yard box,
mm.
and creating those opportunities. So I 100% agree with you.
No, 100%. And that is why actually that's gonna be the next topic actually. It's actually Arsenal that I've got next on the list. So I think that I didn't think this was gonna filter in with the next topic actually, you know. And that's why I say that he's actually, if you think about it, he's actually a general in that midfield. He's the type of player that can make actually you earn those 3 points, or you could be that player that just off on the day and just nothing goes your way in that mid.
Yeah,
Because he is that type of player that has got that creativity. I mean, his passing ability, the way he
100%.
passes the ball, like he can find a player literally anywhere on the field. I definitely feel that a team like a Spurs or Arsenal can benefit massively from this guy if they can just give him an opportunity. And like Lafuti is saying, the
Yeah,
vision
I
and the
agree.
passing is absolutely world class.
I agree.
And
Yeah,
he went
100%.
through, and I think what we also forgetting about this player is with the own personal crisis that he was dealing with in his personal life with his brother and all of those things. People
Yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
forgetting that has all added to what he was going through. Look, that is something you cannot control, but
Mm,
maybe he was not that deep in it, and I think maybe that is what pushed him off the edge, where he went even deeper into the track. So I
yeah.
think personally, I don't think what the comments think. I think that, in my opinion, I think personally he needs an opportunity. Uh, my co-host confirmed that as well. What do you guys in the comments say? Do you think that Pogba deserve an opportunity from another club? And if yes, which club would you say does he deserve to play for?
Oh no. I know where
Okay.
this is going.
There's a reason why I pulled up this two over here. If we look at Saka and Gabriel, basically Saka returning, Gabriel being out.
Mhm.
And yes, please, I want him to go home first and win the nation's trust back. Go to France. Ah, valid point. That's a valid point. Maybe he
That's
should
a good
start. I
point.
mean, you also mentioned it. Maybe he should start somewhere else.
Outside of England. Outside of
Yeah,
England, yeah.
to actually avoid that racism. I think that we have got all the same kind of thinking. So my question around these two guys is right. Saka was out for a while. Gabriel is now going to be out for the rest of the season. Who would you say is a bigger key player between the two, between Saka and Gabriel? Someone mentioned it in a WhatsApp group. They were saying that Rice Partey can still be played as a makeshift centre back, and he was saying that Saka will be a bigger loss to them. Odegaard, that's what we discussed early on. I didn't think that Pogba was going to interlink with that as well. Everyone looks at this over here because that was actually part of my thinking about these two guys. Everyone is saying these are the key players, and exactly what the user is saying there. I think the key for Arsenal is Odegaard because you can have Saka, but if there's no creativity happening, then obviously that's a big one. Saliba is probably the, the best defender, higher rated than Gabriel. If it was a conversation between Saliba and Saka, I would say Saliba because with, without Saka, if you got Odegaard, you can still create an opportunity for your Morenos and those guys. But if you don't have that leadership of a Saliba at the back, Arsenal will be struggling. So, in my opinion, I think between the two of them, Saka is more valuable, being available. But I think the key to that Arsenal success is Odegaard. Through through what the
Footy.
user is saying, what's your take on that, Warren?
Yeah, so definitely, if we have to pick between these two, Saka and Gabriel, I would say that Saka is the more important one
Okay,
because like you need to score goals. Like defensively, Arsenal is like top three, I think, in the league. When it comes to defense, they've got Calafiori and they've got Timber and they've got Saliba. They've got all these great players that is in defense. So I don't think at this point losing Gabriel at this point of the season is gonna deter them a lot. But it is so crucial that they got Saka back at the time that they got him back because they were struggling without him. But I also agree that just like in the last topic, when Odegaard is their key player. He's like the Rodri of Arsenal. He's like the Rodri
100%.
to City. He is like that same kind of player for Arsenal because you've, like I said last time, like in the previous topic, when Odegaard is not playing, you can see that there's a big hole in that team that is missing, and the creativity is nowhere to be found. And if you can't create chances, you can't score goals, and that is where Arsenal lost a lot of points this season.
Mm.
So Odegaard first, but if I have to pick between the two of them in the picture, Saka is the most crucial player for them, and
Okay.
it is they are very very lucky that they've got him back at the time that
Mm.
they got him back, especially now that Gabriel is injured.
Okay. That's like the user saying over here as well, and like a fruity as well. Thank you for the interaction, guys. We appreciate you guys with the interactions as well. So, if you look at what Nafuti is saying as well, Bakayo Saka is important. Users saying without Odegaard there is no supply. Saliba has been having a little bit of off. He's not the same player, but I think he's still a very, very big key player. I'm gonna slightly agree with user when you say that whole squad is not good enough to win the league. I think that if they had a fully fit squad until the end of the season, then I think we would have had a different conversation, an absolutely different conversation. And I would say that if you look at a proper nine, Arsenal fans has been complaining about a proper nine. Let's say they've got a proper nine, but they don't have creativity to supply that nine. If you look at United currently as well, United don't have a bad squad as well, but it's just that chemistry is not there at United. So even Bruno that does create and those kind of things, chemistry is missing. So obviously your striker up front, they look completely lost up front because the chemistry is not there. But you could see now the last two, three games and the latest game they played against Forest, you could see some kind of chemistry is starting to develop. Although they conceded that one goal, but you can see that if there's chemistry in a team, that is the importance for me. That is in my opinion. But everyone obviously has got a different opinion as well.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
100%. Anyway, I want to give a couple of people an opportunity before we go to the next topic. You guys want to hop in? And then you guys want to come and give your view and your opinion on the topics we discussed on Pogba, Saka, Gabriel. You guys want to hop in to the live? Just request. Let's get a couple of people in. Let's get a couple of people in. Let's get a couple of people in. Let's see who wants to come in. Anyone wants to come in?
You don't have to put your camera on. You can just sit in the box.
100%. You can just have your camera off. Okay, night surf, Lafuti, no problem, sir. I appreciate you even being here on the night surf. That is absolutely
In the
amazing
comments,
support.
yes.
I really appreciate it. Much love and respect, sir. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
cool.
Mr. User, you want to hop in? Anyone else wants to hop in? No one? Okay, cool. I think we're gonna cover next topic.
Okay.
Let's cover next topic. Let's cover this topic over here. This guy. Let's cover this guy over here.
Who's that? Ilanga and who's the other? Is it
Absolutely.
okay? The
Ilanga?
same person. Okay.
Yeah. The one is
I was
just
looking
way.
at the second picture.
Yeah, so we got Ilanga, we got Rashford.
Oh, we're
Let's
taking Man
hear.
United down.
Absolutely. Let's hear. So we got a view obviously that came through from Nasser. Nasser, thank you for always supporting. Appreciate you.
Another hot take that I would like to address today is there are few players specifically from Manchester United, such as Marcus Rashford, Anthony Langa, Anthony, where they have moved off to different clubs. But a lot of fans, especially United fans, are saying that why did United let Anthony Langa go for 15 million? They signed Anthony for 85 million. What we as fans need to understand that if a player moves on and goes to a different club, maybe they wouldn't have got the same opportunities had they stayed at Man United. Maybe Nottingham Forest's style of play suits Elanga better. Same with Rashford at Aston Villa and Anthony at Betis. And what we need to keep in mind is that at a club as United, it comes with added pressure. So yeah, I'd like to hear you guys' hot take on that and what you guys think about players moving on and doing well at other clubs, such as the moving on from Man U.
Okay, cool. You want to comment on that? Comment section. Thank you again for the love and support, guys. We're on 3.6 likes. Let's keep smashing the like button. Hopefully, we can hit 10K before the night is over. Any thoughts around that? Rashford, Ilanga?
Yeah, he's actually quite correct in the fact that all of these players have gone on to shine at the clubs that they either went on loan to or that signed them. You can even say Mason Greenwood, who's doing really well at Getafe in the La Liga. So a lot of Manchester United players moving on. It doesn't mean that Manchester United is a bad club or and I get what he's saying about the pressure because it's the you play for Man United. I just think it's about playing styles and the different coaches that has been there. And Man United has gone through so many managerial changes over the last 2 years. That like if you're a player and you have to adjust to like four coaches in the span of 2 years, that plays with your mind a little bit, and you will have to impress that coach a lot. So Rashford falling from grace at United and going on to Villa, and now he's shining. Same with Ilanga, that is playing brilliant football for Forest, and same like I said with Mason Greenwood, who's now at Getafe. All of these players are playing really well. Anthony at Real Betis as well, because it's different playing styles, it's different club, different managers. That just shows that the quality is still there. It's just that at the time at Man United, they they lost their place a little bit, and it was difficult for them to get their place back in the sun, if you will. But it really shows that the quality is still there. There's still brilliant footballers. It's just a change sometimes is what you need, just to give you some perspective and a fresh new look at the game that you're playing.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna give my view quickly. Let's find out quickly. Yes, Greenwood is at Marseille at the moment. I'm gonna give my hot take on this now. Is there anyone else I'm gonna give their hot take maybe on the Pogba topic, the Gabriel, the Saka, or even the players that moved on from United? Anyone wants to hop into the box? So we've covered Pogba, where we spoke about he came back from drugs and those kind of things, and then of course we covered Saka and Gabriel to find out that who's the most important player, and then obviously players that moved on from United. Anyone wants to give their hot take onto that? Hop into the box, send the request. We'll accept you guys. Then I'll give my hot take afterwards.
Thank you for the like, Snakes.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna give my hot take quickly, seeing that no one's hop in. Look, for me, I've got a complete different view. I'll even move away from United. If you look at, let's take Darwin Nunes for instance. Darwin Nunes was a
Yes,
brilliant player before you guys bought him. He's still a brilliant player, but I
at
guess
Benfica.
that, yeah, Benfica. I guess it's not always to do with system. Sometimes there's just no consistency. So, I mean,
Yeah,
Darwin Nunes has bailed Liverpool out in situations where Liverpool would have lost all the points,
yeah,
or they would have
true.
got no points at all. I think for me personally is that it's the pressure, like you guys have been saying, and I think it's the consistency that's literally missing. If there is no consistency of players consistently performing, putting up that kind of performances, people will always label them basically to say that yeah, they are bad players in that. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Hold on. 2 seconds. I'm sorry about that, guys. This fucking light is makes a noise in front here. So yeah. So yeah, so as I was saying, I think that for me personally, it is a lack of consistency. And that is why these players are being labeled as flops or doing better at other clubs, but they haven't been performing at the clubs they were. So I think it comes with a lot of pressure, and that is why these players are not performing up to standard.
But I've got a
100%,
question.
100%. I actually like that what Adil is saying as well. You get your TikTok fans, and then you get your fans that actually look at the game completely different. So some would look at the game and say, you know what? I'm seeing complete different player here, but he's been doing well, but he hasn't been consistent. So it's always going to be that. Yes, you had a question, Warren?
I just have a question, a quick one. based on what you said. Um, you talk about consistency. So as a player, like how do you think that player gets that consistency back? Like you at this club, you signed this deal now for this club,
Mm.
and you're there for 3, 4, 5 years, and it's just not clicking. How does one go from your mentality switch go from getting that confidence back and getting that consistency back? Like in general, just your thoughts on that.
For me personally, I believe that consistency, it starts with yourself. You gotta validate yourself and say, you know what? What am I not doing as a player? Am I putting in 100% effort on the field? Am I looking at players around me that's not doing well? Am I going to feed off them? Or am I going to say, you know what? I'm just going to do what I need to do. If you look at a good example, if you look at Ahmed, if you look at Harry Maguire, because we're on the United topic, right?
Yeah,
With
yeah,
Harry Maguire, with Ahmed, those were players with previous coaches kind of been out of favor, but they just kept
yeah,
their head down and they just kept on working.
yeah,
And they just kept on doing what they were supposed to be doing. So I believe if you keep on doing what you're supposed to be doing, that that mindset and that mentality that you've got, it's gotta show in the way you
yeah,
carry yourself. It's gotta
definitely.
show how you carry yourself off the field. It's gotta show how you go onto social media. It's gotta show how you deal with comments. But these guys are all human. Some is not as strong as others. If you look at Harry Maguire, he had a lot of abuse. But
Yeah,
he just said, you know what, I'll have a monster mentality. Because this is my job. If I keep on doing my job, these people on the outside, they're not paying my salary. And I guess if you do those kind of things, you probably will get to where you want to be. And that is just my opinion, right? So we had Nasser who
yeah.
wanted to come in. Nasser, you still want to come in, sir?
Is he here? I didn't see him.
He was here. Can you opt out again? Let's try again before we go cover another topic. I think maybe he's in an awkward spot, maybe. So yeah, guys, thank you so far, guys. We just hit 6K likes. A little bit rusty. After a month, so just bear with me.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh God. Look, before you say anything, right? Before you play the clip, I would just like to say I did not know that I was gonna be a co-host when I made the video. So next time I will please give me a heads up like 2 days before the time.
Mm, I guess that makes the show so much interesting. You know. We
Because I
catch you
have to
off
look at
guard.
myself and then give opinion on my own video. But okay.
No, 100%, 100%. So yeah, guys. So obviously, there you can hear. Warren has got an opinion about also two players, but mostly about the one particular player, which is Asencio.
Yes, guys, I want to talk about Aston Villa signings, Marcus Rashford, and especially Marco Asensio from PSG that they acquired in on loan in January. They had a good January transfer window, and they've proven that if you have a good January transfer window, you can change the course of your season in tenfold. Marcus Asencio did not shine at PSG. He was on the bench. He was a bench warmer. But now he's like, Aston Villa took him and they made him like, prime Aladdin. They gave him a little bit of tweaks. They gave him a little genie in the sense of a little push. And now he's that diamond in the rough that's shining. He has now had 7 goal contributions in about 8 games. That is in all competitions. That's in Europe. That's in the Premier League. Marcus Asensio is now proving to be the player that he was when he was playing for Madrid in the early Madrid days when he came to Madrid. I was a super duper fan of him then, and I'm a super duper fan of him now. That combination between him and Rashford is deadly. So, what are your thoughts of Marcus Asensio of Aston Villa, and should they sign him permanently for next season?
Okay. Comments? What do you guys think? Should Aston Villa sign Asencio on a permanent basis? We've got a very underrated player, and he has a great work ethic. I think he's a great player when he was at
I
Madrid as
agree.
well. Long-term deal, 3 to 4 years coming through. Okay. I think that because he is, in my opinion, he is always been a top player. Not saying they should sign him coming through over there. I'm not saying other players at Villa is not top players, but I think if you look at every club, there's certain players that's got a slight edge over other players. Now, because he's been at Madrid and he's always like fed off the trophies that they've won at Madrid. And because of the culture at Madrid, I think that he has brought that mentality with. And he said, you know what? Now that I now have an opportunity to play football again, I can actually play at that level I was at Madrid. I think that is why we starting to see the best of Asensio again.
Yeah, it wasn't happening for him at PSG at all. It wasn't. He was on the bench a lot, and even in the last days at Madrid, you barely saw him. Like he would come on as a super sub and score a goal here or so. But like the way he's playing now reminds me of how he played in the World Cup.
Mm,
And they would be crazy not to sign him on a permanent. That
100%.
that would be crazy. Like I think if they can secure Rashford and Asencio, I think Rashford is on loan. I'm speaking under
Yeah,
correction.
he's on loan.
If they can get Rashford and Asencio, they're gonna be two fellas gonna cook next season. I'm telling you.
100%. So we've got Wahib also have got a good point as well. Um, Also that's a very, very good coach that is also working under as well.
Yep.
And he has won silverware as well in his coaching career. So he knows what it takes as well. And then you get at Aston Villa, you also get that there's not that big target on you because of the size of the club, of the
Yeah.
global support out there, like a Liverpool, like a United, like a
Like City.
Arsenal, like a Barcelona, like a Real Madrid. So those are all factors that can get these players being at
Really?
their best again. You know, Arthur Gula coming through, and Liverpool will get Morgan Rogers. That's
That's the first
interesting.
I heard about Rogers, but okay.
That's interesting.
He is a very underrated coach.
Absolutely. There is a lot of coaches that's actually underrated if we think
But I
about it.
will say, that Villa had the best January transfer window of
Yeah,
any Premier League club.
absolutely.
The signings that they were making, I was shocked when they signed him. I didn't expect Asencio to go to Villa. I was shooketh. But I was like, that's a good buy. And then when they got Rashford, and they've got Watkins, and they've got Rogers, and they've got McGinn, they've got Bailey. I mean, look at that locker room.
Yeah,
That is
100%.
just crazy.
100%. 100%. Anyone wants to hop into the 1 minute of countdown? Can we have a couple of guys in before we cover another topic? You guys want to hop in? Anyone?
Nasa puta eh.
100%. What Brandon's saying as well, they're gonna have to also look at Rashford's salary. He's gonna have to
Yes.
take a pay cut as well. That's also gonna be another factor as
Yeah, oh
well.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Uh, Mr. Wahib,
Somebody said,
while I'm waiting for you to come in, sir, good evening. So we've covered the following topics. We spoke about Pogba coming back from his drug abuse. We spoke about Gabriel Saka, who's the most
what is
important.
going on?
Spoke about who's the most important player. We've covered the Ilanga at Forest, how he's prospering. We're speaking
He's
about
doing great.
Essensio. We spoke about Rashford. Any input you want to give? So any new opinion you might have, sir, the floor is yours.
Evening, gentlemen.
Evening, sir.
Yeah, I'm
Evenings.
good.
Welcome.
I think the guys can go on to the next topic. I think the guys have covered all. I've heard a couple of the topics you were by. I just didn't want to come in, but I'm cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so basically what it is, Waip, it's a sportcast. We put a couple of topics out there. You give your opinion about the topics that has been covered. So it's fine. You can actually hang around in the box, seeing that no one else
MK.
Another
came in. So let's quickly go on to another topic. Also from my good friend. Let's just go in there quickly. Another hot topic they say it's this guy.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, it's good to be back on the Sportcast. Today, the topic I would like to talk about is the fact that I'm disappointed in all Liverpool fans. Not all, but the majority of them that is sending Trent, giving Trent a lot of like backlash, and like giving him a bit of hate. I feel like Trent has given us so much over the years. He's a boyhood Liverpool fan, and he came out of our academy. I feel like we as fans, especially Liverpool fans, we should give Trent his flowers and wish him all the best moving on to Real Madrid. And I am going to back him 100% whatever club he goes to. But I know there's a lot of Liverpool fans that won't agree to what I just said now. I would like to hear everyone's hot take in the comments to hear how you guys feel about the Trent moving to Madrid. I just feel like it's the right time in his career to move on, and all the best, Trent, on your new journey.
Okay, before you guys give your hot take on this, I just want to say na 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 hey goodbye. Anyway, guys, I just want to put a bit of like I say a bit of spice on the situation. Wahib, the floor is yours, sir. What's your hot take, sir, on the 10 Liverpool supporters fighting, pushing him? Liverpool supporters like Nasser and many others that supports the guy. What's your hot take on that, sir?
As a football fan and as a football lover, I think it's the best option for him. I think there's no bigger club he could join, and I don't think there's any regrets for him leaving.
Can I
He
just
has
can I
won
just can I
everything.
just can I just particularly let's just flip the script. If you a United guy when you give your view on this, let's say um let's say if he was a United lad that came from the academy and he's won everything exactly the Trent situation, what would have been your thoughts? So we're gonna do it that way. Liverpool will do it on Trent, and you as a United guy will imagine this is a United player.
If this was the lot, I would uh, appreciate it. I would say good job for you, well done for your service. You you did what you can. You brought out the quality you had. You were on loan at AC Milan 2 years. We brought you back. I think the time has come that you must move on. Maybe it's better for the club, better for the player. Because when you look at what the player has done over his career, where he's been, where he's been playing, and how he's developed one of the best right backs in the world. But if you look at the caliber, how long it takes to win the biggest trophies, you want to be at the Real Madrid because they're competing every year for the La Liga, for the Champions League, for the Copa del Rey. He wants to be a better right back for England, so we think Real Madrid would give you the edge just to learn more, gain more experience, be a better outlet, not only in the defensive, but we know his attacking abilities. He can give you much more as a right back.
Okay,
So I
cool.
think that is good for him.
Okay,
Thank you.
cool. Appreciate it. While you hang around in the comment section, sir, we're gonna give you guys an opportunity again to hop in. Buta Adil, welcome, sir. Always around
Hey,
supporting. So
yeah,
same question for you, sir. If this was a United lad coming from the academy, all of those kind of things, which side of the fence would you be? On the fence that bashes the lad, or the fence that's supporting him, and why?
okay. First, good evening, Warren,
Good
Iggy,
evening,
all our
Adil.
guys in the comment section. It's great to have you guys back. That's the first thing out of the way. Second thing, okay, let me start with United. If you're a true football supporter and you've been watching football for a long time and you're not influenced by social media, you will support your player. He's given it all. Look at KVB at Man United, City.
City.
He's moving
City.
on. It's the same example. You must also understand a footballer, the new generation footballer. His career is very limited. One, two injuries, they're out, done for. And you know what? As a footballer, if I've done and won everything with Liverpool, and you got dreams and ambitions, Liverpool, Real Madrid is the next biggest club in the world. I would definitely want to go to Real Madrid. I will always support a Man United player that wants to move. Never mind
Yeah.
what, because a Man United player that wants to move must move. Now, coming back to
Yeah.
Trent, the guy's giving it all for Liverpool. I don't know why they're bashing him. He's got an opportunity. It's not every day that a club wants to sign you of that stage. Now you must know how good he is. Because Real Madrid will not just sign any Dick Tom and Harry.
Mm,
So for me, I wish him all the best. It's a great move. Go from the English league to the Spanish league, and yeah, that's a different ball again there. So wish him well. If you're a true football lover and supporter, you'll support the guy. But there's the problem we have today, guys, and I'm actually switching off on social media. There's too much UK-based content creators that's spoiling the game. That's spoiling the support for the game. That's spoiling the outlook of the game. And people are so, it's almost like if you look at media, disinformation. There's a lot of disinformation out there on social media, and
mhm.
TikTok platform is full of it. And if you're not a football fan and go do your own research, you're just gonna go with any crap these guys are talking, and they got huge followings, and that's the problem we're sitting with. So for me, you know what? In my heart is, if you're a Liverpool supporter, you must be sad, but at the end of the day, you must wish a guy well. He's given his all to the club.
Mm.
It's time to move. That's my view. Thanks, guys.
That's fair.
Thank
No
you,
problem.
Adil.
Thank you, Adil. Nasser, you got any more other view on this? Because I know that you only had a minute. Maybe you got a little bit more to add to it.
Evening all, Mr.
Evening.
Iggy.
That's it. I
Hope
thought who
you're
was
good.
next?
Nah, sorry guys, I changed my name on my username. But I couldn't
Hey,
add
that's
this
it.
part into my video because I tried to cut it under 1 minute. But I just want to add as well to the video, right, guys? So a lot of the fans are giving Trent a backlash, but I feel like if there's anyone that we should be angry with and we should throw hate towards, it's our owners and not Trent. It's not
100%.
Trent's fault that we didn't get this job done. It's
100%.
not Trent's fault that we didn't sign him down. And if they wanna go, anyone go out at the owners. Yeah, that's all I have to say with the X.
Okay, cool.
I
100%.
actually agree with him. 100%. I was gonna say that.
Brandon said
Like
the
I
same thing
get
in the
it.
comment section as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say when this video came up, I said the same thing. Like I get it. And it's not just. I think it's a lot of the social media people that's making a big boo of this whole thing. It's not just. It's not. I don't think there's a lot of hate for him. It's just that I get it. Like he grew, he was in the academy, but there's no rule saying if you're in the academy, you have to stay at the club forever. If you have to go, you have to go. If you want to flourish your career, if you want to move forward, go to higher horizons, then you have to do it, and you can just support him. He's done a lot for the club, but like Nasser said, it comes down to the owners, and it's the same with Van Dijk, and it's the same with Salah, like it is with Trent. If they leave in this at the end of the season on a free, it's all down to the owners because they didn't tie them down on
Mm,
contracts. It's point blank period what it is.
mm. Look, I would agree with you guys to a certain extent. That definitely it is down to your owners, 100%. But I speak under correction. I think there was only a rumor here and there, but it wasn't like all the time, like a lot that came out to say, you know what? They wanted to give Trent a new contract. They want to give Van Dijk a new contract. They're negotiating. They've rejected the offer. They like in another negotiation. So there was nothing like that that I've read somewhere. Right? So I wouldn't go into other clubs and go extremely deep into detail. But if it comes to my own club, and I hear there is like talks of contract or a player they want to sign, I would follow that to the max, to the T. But if some other news pops up, I would read it. But okay, cool. Okay, let me see if there's any other source that confirm this,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
credible. You know what I'm saying? But I personally am a lot on social media. I haven't seen it a lot. So for me personally, I understand why Liverpool fans are divided. Basically, the real ones that looks at it from a different perspective. And then
Yeah.
there's a lot of them that is now reaping the little bit of success that they've been watching in this era. So now they're looking at, oh fuck, who's going to replace Trent? You know what I mean? So now it's more of that emotional roller coaster they're on. That is why they're bashing it. So I understand it's all emotions that's running high
Mm.
because I didn't expect a player that comes from the academy, one of their own, that would say, you know what, thank you very much for everything this club has given me. But they've also given him a platform. They've also given him an opportunity to also put him out there to become one of the best in the
Players, yeah.
Premier League, you know. So there's always going to be that mixed emotions, you know.
Mm.
Anyway,
100%.
so far I think we were a bit rusty, but I think we had a bit of a okay flow. Again, thank you to everyone. We just hit 8K. Hopefully we can hit on 10K before the night is over. Thank you to everyone that's been interacting. Hopefully on the next show. And thank you to my gifters as well. I appreciate you guys as well. We've got one more hot take before we go on to the next topic. Good evenings, madam.
Hey,
Hello,
Michelle.
hi.
Hello, hi.
Before you guys go off this topic now, so for me personally, the reason why the move hurts is because he's going to Real Madrid. I think if it was any other club, man, I think it's because it's Real Madrid, because Madrid has hurt us so many times in the
Ah,
past.
true.
That is why for me it's like it feels like a betrayal, so to say.
Okay.
But for his career, I guess the move makes sense. Like it's a
Ah,
great move. I
ah,
think for me, it's because it's Madrid, man, and I don't like Madrid, so
ah.
that's why.
I
So
think
from that
I'm going to agree
perspective,
with you on that one. Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
Um, but that's just my take. I think I can relate to the Liverpool fans saying we shouldn't hate, but I can also relate to the ones that are maybe don't feel so great about it.
Mm.
Yeah.
True story. I actually agree. I think that is also another thing as well, which a lot of us are forgetting. And I guess that is where this platform comes in. It's not about I know more than what you know.
Yeah.
It's always
100%.
that
Mm.
you think that, you know what, someone that you don't see interact a lot on the platform, in lives or whatever, you think, ah, this person is clueless. Every opinion and every view, it's actually a valid opinion. It's a valid view. You just have to sit back and, you say, you know what, I take my bias aside. That is why I say this platform, I am completely unbiased. But on a different platform, it's completely different. You won't see this Iggy. So enjoy this Iggy while you have him, because you won't have him anywhere else, So I fully agree that Madrid has hurt Liverpool so much. It's the same thing like what United. Liverpool has been dominating for a long time. And when we finally started dominating again, and now we're a bit in a slump, and now Liverpool is a bit dominating again. So obviously, you're like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? It's like that kind of feeling. So I understand. I definitely
Yeah,
understand. So
yeah.
I can definitely relate to those kind of fans. So it is what it is. And there we go. Fucking come on, man. You know? There we go. For those that know. Yeah.
Ah,
So thank you for bringing a bit of sense of humor on that side, Brandon. I appreciate you. Mooncake, thank you for your view. I think we've got three more topics that we're gonna cover. Yeah, three more that we're gonna cover. Then you guys will have another opportunity to hop in. So I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna start off with these ones. Let's just get rid of this guy over there.
Oh, no, sir.
Let's get rid of that guy over there because he is on his way out, so I have to get rid of him on the screen.
Come on, Iggy. Come on now, man. Come on.
So let's talk
Oh,
about this game.
good.
This is
Oh,
obviously
no.
happening tomorrow. This is the kickoff, the early game. Everton, Arsenal. What's your
And they're
guys'
playing
thoughts
it.
around this
And they're playing at Goodison, right?
at Goodison Park? Absolutely. Everton, a complete different team. Return of David Moyes. This could go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
This could go anywhere.
Um, can I jump in?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so it's the early kickoff. So that's always tricky. Not always great to play Everton in the early kickoff. They've shown, like you said, David Moyes came in, have completely rejuvenated Everton, completely defensively, attacking wise. They like even when they played against Liverpool in the week, like that was a crazy nervous game. Like I was at it, like we got really lucky to get that goal in. Um, they have proven that they can cause us to cause they can cause to be a banana skin for Arsenal. Like when this fixture 2 years ago, Arsenal lost 1-0 to Everton. Same Goodison Park, same I think it was the same time slot as well that they played. So this could actually be a very difficult game for Arsenal over the weekend. Even when I was doing my predictions this week, I was like, I wasn't sure where this one was gonna go. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a difficult one, especially because of the fit of the time slot.
Mm. Okay, cool. Look, you guys can hop in now. I think the last few minutes, I'm going to allow people now to hop in to fill up the boxes. I'm going to end it off like that, this show. You guys can hop in and then I'll run around and get everyone's different opinion. But let's just keep it respectful, not speak over each other. So you guys are more than welcome to hop in for this last 10 minutes and then we'll just go randomly speaking about this last three topics. So look, for me personally, I would say that it could be positive for Arsenal being the first game to be played tomorrow because if they pick up 3 points, it applies pressure onto Liverpool.
Yeah, we'll play on
But
Sunday.
if they drop points, then obviously that kind of like takes the pressure off Liverpool because they still 12 points clear at the moment. So that is just my hot take on that. Mooncake, what's your hot take on the Arsenal Everton?
I actually don't see Arsenal winning this game. Arsenal, I mean, they as much as they won Fulham, they didn't look too convincing, and Liverpool only got one goal past Everton. So Everton knows how to defend or how to do that low block stuff. So I don't see Arsenal winning this game. I'm going with a draw here.
Okay,
Everton might actually edge it and win the game.
okay, fair. Adil, your take on the Everton?
I just want to correct you, Iki, on an earlier statement you made. Number one, Liverpool is not dominating. When you're talking about dominating, you're talking about City that's won the league 5 times in a row. Liverpool is dominating the season. Very
Yeah,
important, brother. You got people
that's what I was
listening
saying.
from.
That's what I
No,
was
you were
saying.
saying that dominating. No, we must be very fair.
Okay. Can
And
can
Okay,
I rectify
Adil.
that? I
Yeah,
said
you.
I said that Liverpool has been dominating way before United, and then Fergie basically came in, and then United dominated again. Now that I said that United is now that's now fallen off now, all right? So I said now at the moment, Liverpool is now dominating now at the moment because that is what frustrates us as well. Maybe, but you know exactly what I mean. But thank you for that. I appreciate it. Keeping me on my toes as always.
Guys, I think tomorrow's game, yes, Everton's got a coach there. But Liverpool, let's be fair, guys, you were not looking that sharp against Everton.
Mm,
And I think if I look at Arsenal at the moment, they are to prove a point. You know, they still believe they can win the league, which it's mind blowing. But you know what? Each to their own. So they'll go all out. They'll go all out tomorrow because it's almost the closing. You know, it's a closing game, so
It's the
they will
running.
not try to drop points. So I believe, yes, they're playing at home. Everton is strong, but Arsenal's got this. I just got this feeling they'll take it. They're not gonna. You know what? They don't want the critics, and you know how harsh those critics are in England are. They are gonna.
100%.
They're not playing where they haven't been playing. I mean, I when I looked at the last game, I think they actually starting to get together as a team nicely now. So it's a bit late in the season, but I think Arsenal will take this most probably 2-1.
And we got Chris also coming through with a draw as well. Thank you guys. We just hit 10K. Goal achieved.
Yay!
Hopefully we can push a little bit more. Waip is saying that Moyes Everton match made in heaven. I would agree on that. I think Moyes is probably Everton. The best that
Mm.
Everton had so far, besides the other coaches that's won them silverware in that time. And then we've got one coming through there that you shouldn't bet your salary on the Gunners. But I get where the Gunners support is coming from as well, saying that it ain't over because football is a strange thing. Like no one expected Gabriel to go off that early in that game, example. So it could just be like a tackle like that happened with McAllister, where he was taken out almost completely. It could just be like one of those, maybe who's probably Liverpool's key player, Van Dijk. Van Dijk maybe somehow against the Fulham, and something happens to him at the back, and then the last couple of games they go without Van Dijk, and Van Dijk is actually their leader at the back. So I would say for now, Liverpool, it's theirs to lose, and it's Arsenal to allow Liverpool to keep on making the gap bigger if they don't take every points they can take that's up for grabs. That is what I would say.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you want them to get the trophy for coming second again, Iggy?
It didn't come from me, not on this platform, guys. It didn't come from me on this platform. It will come from a different platform, you know. We will speak about a treble, you know, when I'm off this platform, you know, because I don't want people to gun me and say, but you said this platform is being, you know, respectable football platform, you know.
It is, but
So
you know what? Your host, your guests also got a mind of their own, and we just have to rectify. You know what? That as much as we banter, and but the reality is the league is done. It's over. You can do what calculations, whatever you've done, can do, but there's no ways. This is Liverpool's year. We must admit, and congratulations, it's done. I'm
100%.
not even
Look,
going to say let's wait for one
100%.
game or two game. End of the day, as
100%.
in my view, it's done. They deserve it. They were the best team in the league, and that's the love of football. We bash each other outside this platform, outside the podcast, but
Mm,
in reality, there were some brilliant moments, and I won't say it a lot, but there was brilliant moments of Liverpool where I just looked at a team and said, "Wow, what a
mm,
team!
mm,
Outstanding!" You
mm,
know, that's what football's about. We gotta cheer on, we gotta congratulate each other when our team does well.
mm.
Besides the banter, but the love of football is a little bit lost, I see nowadays, and it's
Absolutely.
scary. Eh? It's very
Absolutely.
scary, guys.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna fully agree with you, you know. It is Liverpool's to be actually lost the league. They definitely deserve the league. If you think about it, Arne Slot, first season in the Premier League with the players that wasn't even his own players, doing absolutely amazing. At one stage they were in the running for 4 trophies. So you gotta give them their flowers. But like, again, like I say, I understand where Arsenal supporters is coming from. Anything in this game is possible because no one expected Liverpool to go out against Plymouth. No one expected Liverpool to go out against PSG. Like the way they said, you know what? We got the job done at their stadium. So now we're going to Anfield and we know what the atmosphere is like at Anfield. No one expected them to really get the result. They knew that what PSG was capable of doing. So I understand why Arsenal fans still got that belief because of the amount of games that's still available. So that's what I'm saying. Liverpool definitely deserve it. 100%. They deserve it full on. But I understand where Arsenal fans are coming from. That is what I'm saying, you know. So, but the league is basically done, you can say, because of the gap that's available over there. So now,
Just
of
last point,
course, yeah,
Iggy,
go for it.
last point, just the last point. You know what? It's nice, and as any fan, you have to have belief. But
Mm.
you know what? They also got to be realistic.
Realistic,
Um,
100%.
you gotta weigh up, right? And you put the two teams next to each other. Here's Liverpool, and here's Arsenal, and you can go back 3, 4 seasons.
Mm.
There's no ways. This is not Arsenal where they lose 3 or 4 in the last stretch. It's never
Mm.
gonna happen.
Mm.
They can focus. They're not in the Champions League. They focus. They got one goal in mind, and yeah, it's done. So if this was Arsenal in this position and they were still in the Champions League and they were on top of the league, I
Mm.
would say I had my doubts. But with Liverpool's track record, they're not gonna let this one slip.
No,
Never.
of course, 100%. Look, because they've definitely done it before, so I understand where you guys are coming from, you know. So then, of course, second last topic, obviously, these guys over there, the league leaders going to Craven Cottage. Thoughts? Guys,
Christopher, come on now. It's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a tough game.
the question is, does Fulham have it in them to cause an upset?
Well, they did it at Anfield, so that's just why I'm nervous. I'm nervous for this game. Like
Okay.
it's gonna be
What
painful.
Let's get someone
Fulham
that's
what
is
not so nervous. Mooncake.
what
Fulham
an
is
I
not a Fulham is not an easy customer. Let's just say that they've got some bag of tricks in their up their sleeves.
Okay. Mooncake, are you maybe not so nervous? Maybe you can give us your view.
Um, honestly, I feel like Fulham will give us a game. If Arne Slot plays that same lineup again, we're gonna have problems. He needs to change his lineup, otherwise, then Fulham's probably gonna make it tough for us. I feel. If he changes his lineup, then I'll maybe feel a little bit more confident in this one. But it should be a win for Liverpool. Fulham haven't been looking too hot as of late, also.
Huh?
Just
The
ask
audio?
Arsenal.
You?
100% agree. Like I said earlier, you know what? Liverpool know what's at stake now. They're not going to try to let the season where it's you know what, at the cliff edge where it's, oh, they need two games, lose two in a row now, or three in a row, and all of a sudden there's a 1 point gap. That's not going to happen. I think Arne Slotter's focus, he's learned from his mistakes playing the wrong team. It's too critical at this stage of the season. I think this will be a tough game, but Liverpool should come away with it. Definitely.
100%. Look, I think, in my opinion, I would say is what's going to get Liverpool over the line, I would think, is that the conversation they probably had was saying, you know what? We had the opportunity to win all these cups. We're out of all these competitions. We've only got this one to play for. We have won this before. So now we have an opportunity to fully focus on this. So let us go out and make sure we don't slip this. And I think that is going to allow them to stay fully focused. And I think they probably having some extra kind of different trainings and all of these kind of things just to make sure that they keep each and every player as focused as possible. I definitely think that this is a blessing for Liverpool that they
Yeah,
only on the Premier League at the moment and no other competitions because
thank you,
that is the
Mooncake.
biggest prize that every club wants to win. I think every club wants to win your Premier League first, your league,
Yeah,
and then everything else becomes a bonus, you know? And then we'll finish off with the big boys, the biggest club in England.
dun dun dun.
Thoughts, anyone?
Why is it
Comments?
awkward silence? What was it awkward silence for?
What do you people? Are they afraid to give their view?
Look
Let's
at
Are
let's
they?
Christopher. Look at Christopher in the comments.
all I'm saying, Warren, Iggy, all I'm saying is right. Like I said, it's gonna be a tough game, but I will never not back my team.
Mm-hmm.
And that is just who we are. That's in our DNA. And if Liverpool, Mooncake, and Warren is here, Brendan, if they were in the same situation we were in terms of a new coach, different formation, we're not firing on all cylinders, they would also still support their team. So at the end of the day, is
Agreed.
I know what's going to happen. It's going to be a tough game, but also with Man City, we turn up every now and then. We turn up. You know us, Iggy. It
100%.
will just be a day tomorrow where when we play, where United is like, wow, where was this team the whole season? Then we'll get praise, but also we'll get lambasted. Yeah, they look at that commentators now. The other night, Canacho had an off game. The people were
Mm,
lambasting him, and you know what? That for me is the player can be the best player today. Next week is play shit. They take him out.
mm,
So I think we're going to be in for a good game if we turn up to play. If
Um,
United comes to the pitch and play,
mm,
and we saw glimpses of that, and I'm hoping that they can just give their fans something the next few games, just to give us a bit, like you said, Iggy, we're going to win all 8 after this, right? All 7. So let's
100%,
start tomorrow. Let's start tomorrow.
100%,
Go
100%,
United.
I
100%.
just, I just gonna say that I agree with Adil. United tend to turn up for these games when you don't expect them to turn up, and then they play against, Crystal Palace or something like that, and then they fumble. So it's
Mm,
just weird. It's weird. But Ruben has beaten Pep twice this season,
mm,
different teams, but he's done it.
mm,
Actually, three times. Twice with Sporting, once with United. So he can do the double. I actually think that United can win this by 2-1, I think. That's where I'm going. I think United is going to win this one. Because I just think that City, they are just very fragile at the back and they don't have Haaland. So, yeah, I think United, this is actually a good opportunity. It's best time to play City right now.
mm, mm. 100%. Mooncake, any thoughts from you?
So it's gonna be a tight one. Bruno's gonna score from a free kick, but City's gonna edge it and win the game.
Bruno's going to get a penalty, eh?
We're
Okay.
not talking about Salah here, please.
So you're saying Bruno's gonna get a penalty free kick?
No, he's gonna score. He's gonna score like from a free kick,
No, that's what I'm
and then
saying. Was
he's
they call that
yeah.
was a penalty for Bruno?
Oh my
That's what
words!
people are
Yeah.
saying. But look, guys, you know what? I think that United is definitely gonna turn up. If we
Yep.
look at the history, even let's even take where United were on a good run and Liverpool were on such a bad run. Liverpool showed up on the day and they whooped United. A proper hiding. You know what I mean? So we always know for sure once these guys always meet, it's like these players' mindset shift into a complete different direction. And then we as fans are always asking, where is this United or where is this Liverpool been? Or where is this
Mm,
Arsenal been? So we will always have that conversation. But I think that what I've seen now, the last two games, that you can see there's something really proper brewing at
Something is
United.
boiling.
Something is boiling at United. And I think all with due time, people will be saying, yeah, but United has improved massively. That's why I'm not getting my hopes up, but I've got belief that every game United's gonna go into will be 3 points. And I guess that's what every fan does. But I definitely
Yeah,
see it's gonna be an interesting football weekend. Some definite interesting games. Like Brandon said that you don't even know what to predict. So for those people
yeah.
playing Betway, good luck to the Betway people. Please
Just say
don't
both
place
teams to score.
yeah, just
If
don't place too much big bets because you don't want to lose your salary. Mhm. And I guess that concludes tonight's show, episode 15. Back after
Beautiful.
Ramadan, after a month. I want to say we've hit 11K likes. Thank you to the gifts, the
Look at
gifters.
Nasser.
I appreciate everyone. Um, Nasser with 10K coming through on City over there. Again, thank you to my co-hosts. Thank you to the people that came to interact in the comment section, in the boxes. It's only much love and support, obviously, and respect to everyone. I'm gonna say everyone have a good evening.
You as well.
Enjoy the football over the weekend, and I shall be seeing you guys back on Tuesday for the results of the predictions. From the Sportcast, I'll be signing out. I want to say to everyone, thank you very much. Have a splendid evening. Mr. Coast,
you
anything
never
from
walk
you?
alone.
No,
Oh
Mooncake,
my
come on,
God.
Mooncake, come on, Mooncake. This is not a
Oh my
banter show.
God.
Will you
Oh
see now?
my God. You see, this is when Mooncake takes a bit of a chance on this show because she knows that this is the beautiful Iggy she's getting. But she will not take this chance out there, on the other Iggy. But everyone will say thank you so much. Anything from you, Mr. Co-host? People in the box, any final
Uh,
words?
yeah, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity again, and it was a pleasure standing in for Brandon. Um, Although it was short notice, I don't mind doing it. And thank you to the people that jumped into the box and those that sent in videos and everybody in the comments. This platform will not be the same if you aren't here, so I'm sure Iggy appreciated it as well. And thank you for those that gifted me as well, and Iggy and everybody in the box. Yeah, let's just keep on pushing and keep going.
Right. The audio, anything from you, sir?
Always great listening to you guys. You keep on pushing, like Warren said. You know what? Rome wasn't built in a day. And remember, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And from strength to strength, you guys will grow. And we
100%.
are looking forward to seeing Brandon back. Nothing wrong with you, Warren. It's always that I actually got a few things for Brandon because I've been watching his videos for a while now.
Oh, you
The
want to
sleep,
get him?
yeah, he's a different Brandon nowadays, I see. That- but
And
anyway, good show,
then,
guys.
and then
Next week
just to end
again.
it off, guys, Mooncake will take us out with a prayer. Mooncake.
The
On the
pre.
spot. On
The
the
prayer.
spot.
That's not my strong suit.
Anything from you, Mooncake, before I close the show?
No, great show though. Even though I only came like through midway, but it was a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, and enjoy the weekend, and I hope that we get all our predictions right.
Awesome. Can you at least end the show with a bye for now?
Okay, bye. Bye for now. See you.
Thank you, guys. Have a good evening, guys. Enjoy, and thanks again for coming in to support, guys. Have a good evening. Stay
I
blessed.